got back. Boy, was that an interesting film. I think I might know what a lot of people's problem with this movie is. It's not a great movie. I know there's more reasons, I'm going to get to that, but I'm assuming one of the reasons why people don't like it is because this should have been fantastic, spectacular, and it's just an okay movie with a forgettable plot. I must admit, I only know a little bit about the Green Lantern, and the things I know, they messed up on it. Regarding mainly with Hector, he's a scientist. I found his story a bit more interesting in the film version, but you shouldn't have to tweak the origin of a character that's already established. It's the same thing they did with Thor when they changed Jane Foster's character from a nurse to a scientist. It's the same thing here. Let's see, Parallax. I'm guessing Parallax was a bit different. I think they merged him and another character together. Alright, and yeah, I took notes. I took notes during the movie. And I'm going to talk about the things that I already talked briefly about the CGI mask. It still looks stupid. They state that the person who's a Green Lantern, if you're going to be a Green Lantern, you have to be without fear. Okay, fine. Then how come we have Hal and pretty much a whole bunch of Green Lanterns that do evidently show fear? The CGI is pretty weird in this one. I'm gonna say it reminds me somewhat of the Clone Wars. No, Clone Wars is still too cartoony, but it doesn't... Every time I looked at it, I couldn't think, yeah, that thing is really there. I never thought that. And that's just actually something I didn't write down I want to bring up. Useless characters. If you're providing service to fans, that's good. But make sure that your characters do something. Oh my god. And I don't even remember their names. That's how they don't even leave an impression on me. The fish lantern, the one, all he does is he shows him the Green Lantern around in one scene. That's it, basically. You see him, but that's basically all he does. The big one, the monster-looking one, he trains him for one scene, and that's it. He cracks some one-liners, and during the end of the film, he's like, "Can I train him, or can I train him?" You didn't do anything. You did like an hour at the most of training. You have Hal Jordan's friend who works at the Air Force. He doesn't do anything. All these characters I brought up, you could actually, aside from providing fan service, you can make the film without them, and it wouldn't change. They were not needed. Parallax, I'm sorry, looks a bit ridiculous. I mean, some scenes he looked pretty cool, but yeah, he mostly was ridiculous. This film, like, completely reminds me of, like, all these stories of the hero needing to learn a lesson, although this one seems to be a bit more quick, regarding a hero having to learn a lesson and go from immature to mature. Like, the first shot, you literally see Hal Jordan, he's sleeping with a girl who has not one line. We never see her again. God. But I'm gonna give some credit to Ryan Reynolds. I was skeptical a bit, and I knew that they put some of his antics in here, but they kept it pretty low, and I think he did pretty well. Sure, he somewhat played characters that he usually always plays, but I thought he did pretty well in this role. And I had trouble accepting, like, the subplot with his father. What? I never got his fear. He seemed to even have random moments of fear. And he's having, like, right before he crashes the plane and he escapes, he was afraid or something, and so he just jumped out of the plane. Right before that, He's flying the jet into space! I mean, he doesn't go, but he's trying to fly up into space. Yes, this man has a fear of a plane blowing up, but he's perfectly okay with shooting right up into orbit. And I love how accepting everyone is that aliens are around. Like Hal Jordan, his reaction's like, and the same thing for Hector when he sees the alien. I love that. Oh, the alien's Jango Fett, by the way. I love these two the best. The guy who played Hector, and I loved Sinestro. I think was it he Mark Strong, or was it? Yeah, Mark Strong did Sinestro. Yeah, Sinestro didn't do much, but I was so glad to see him in that. The love story, again, I get so annoyed with this. It doesn't amount to anything. It's padding to make your movie a bit longer. Stop. Now, the Green Lantern suit, it looks pretty stupid. I'm just picturing Ryan Reynolds in a blue suit in front of a blue screen. And I'm trying to think. No, yeah, it has to be. They probably put something. Maybe there was a blue right there. But I'm just thinking of the mask again. I'm going to stop with that. They say that, and this is never brought up again once. When he's talking to the fish, he immediately knows all about the planet of the alien, and they say that, oh, I downloaded basically all this information into you. Okay, fine. Then why does he not know certain things? Like he's literally pointing out, what's that? What is it? How do I do this? What's this do? So, of course it's for explaining it to the audience, but it just didn't fit right. And why did the Guardians come to the conclusion that they need to make a yellow ring if they knew that what happened to Parallax? Well, you know, if they know that Parallax became this giant freakish monster of gas, you'd think they'd say to Sinestro, you know what, that's a dumb idea, get out of here. No, they take his word and they're like, let's forge a ring. It cannot happen to it cannot turn this man, whose name is Sinestro, to evil. Sinestro. Sinister. Sin. Ah! And was I the only one who thought that the entire time Hector looked like Turl from Battlefield Earth? I was like at one point he's howling on the ground like, I can't do an impression of Turl, but it's like, Hal Jordan, while you were still learning how to spell your name, I was out conquering galaxies with Parallax. No, he looked like Turl, I swear. He looked pretty much like Turl. Oh yeah, this thing annoyed me a bit. They bring up that the ring never makes a mistake with who it chooses. Everyone knows this. Then, why do you all doubt that Hal Jordan is going to be a good Green Lantern? I mean, you guys know that the rings choose people specifically. They know if you're good or bad. I mean, all these aliens are really prejudiced against him just because he's human. It's like, your humanity is a weakness. That part just really baffled me. It did. And they are like, we know that Abin Sur, I think that's his name, Abin Sur will never be replaced. And they're all staring at Hal. He didn't intend to replace him, guys. Besides, don't you know Abin Sur is the one who chose Hal? God! I love this. Before he fights Parallax, and that's the end of my notes. Before he fights Parallax, he asks for the Guardians and Sinestro for help saving Earth, and they're like, no. Okay, I'm gonna save it anyway. And so he fights this battle alone, and people do get killed. He defeats Parallax, and throws him in the sun, he's unconscious, and then the three Green Lantern Corps, the fish, the pig, and Sinestro, you know, the people that we don't explain that much. Well, Sinestro we sort of explain. They come in and save him. Gee, thanks guys. If you guys were gonna come and help us, you should have come sooner. It was so. And my eyes, right after I left the theater, they're killing me. I did not see this in 3D. I don't know how I could survive it in 3D. I don't. And yeah, what I think my problem with Green Lantern is it doesn't leave that much of an impression on me, and I do have things to question regarding some of the things that are brought up. Till then, this is O.M.M. signing out.